Hey, Brandon Shelton here, founder at Cheetah Prompt, and today we're going to talk about my favorite feature. This is actually the first feature that we built into Cheetah Prompt. It's the reason why Cheetah Prompt got started. My biggest frustration with actually using other chat AI tools, and that is, multi-step prompting. So I'm going to explain to you, the evolution of it so you can kind of see where we started, where we are now, and then I'm going to give you a live demo of the actual feature. Now, this feature is unique. There's no other chat tool that has this feature. Today is August 2nd, 2024. So as of today, there's no other tool. I mean, after we launch, or if people see this video, I'm sure other people will probably try to add this type of feature into their tools. But as of now, this is definitely a unique feature that no other tool has. So let's get into it. This is building Cheetah Prompt journal number 2. So as you can see here, this is actually the first, design of the initial sequence prompt feature. Now, the reason why we created this is because there's, different styles of prompting. There's one-shot prompting where people, just use one prompt, or they use one really long prompt and they hit enter and that's it. But there's a lot of situations where you get better outputs and it just makes more sense to break things up into multiple steps. And until this feature was made, you always had to have a separate document where you saved, all these different types of prompts for different reasons, and you have to copy and paste. So we wanted to eliminate that so you can actually put everything in one application and it's there forever, and you can just hit run and, all of your prompts go ahead and execute. So if you look here, this is kind of the basic overall design. It was a static design. So, you just hit the plus sign, you can add whatever you want as a prompt, you hit the plus sign, add whatever you want as a prompt. So this is kind of the initial version that we had. Now I'm going to show you what we eventually evolved into. And this is kind of the second phase of it. So you can see here for the second phase, we actually, integrated it into like a chat, into a chat view. And you can see here, like on the right side, this is where, if you look like in this section here, would be where all of your sequence prompts would show. You would, enter the sequence name. If you click on this little bullet list here, you can see all the different steps. So that's kind of like, how we evolved into it. Then we went to this phase, and this phase incorporated the sessions along with having a separate sequence function. Now, in this particular screen, it's clicked on the prompt library, but you can ignore that first part. The reason why I'm showing you this is because if you saw journal number 1, I really, really like to focus a lot on UI. In my belief is you want people to log into a software and be able to just, everything is self-explanatory. You want to have obviously a lot of tutorial videos so people can find any information they want, but you want things to be as clear, as clean, and as less cluttered and minimalist as possible. So I'm showing you this mostly just to focus on this menu side right here. So you can see here we have like the dashboard, we have a separate sessions, and then we have, this is the prompt library, and then this is for the sequence prompt. So we had, 4 different, menu options for this here. And as we kind of talk things through, I'm like, this kind of doesn't make sense. Like, as I'm talking to my partner, and I'm just like, why do we have to have all these different menu items? Why can't we combine the sequences with the sessions? So we ended up redesigning everything, and I'm going to show you, the live version of what we currently have. So let me go ahead and get this ready for you. Put this over here. Whoops. Go. Then we're gonna enlarge that. Okay, so this is the current early adopters version. So this is on our test server right now, and as you can see, one of the first things, we got rid of the sequence and the dashboard. Now obviously there's the LLM Connect where you can connect, multiple different LLMs like Claude or OpenAI, and kind of your favorite ones, and we'll expand upon that. But the first thing we wanted to do is like, we want to combine things. We want to consolidate it. So like, there was no need to have a dashboard screen. When you log in, you should just be on this chat screen anyways. So, we have this chat session screen that you can go to from the very beginning. And if you look here, that's what the screen looks like. You can start a new session. There's no point to have like a separate dashboard, menu item. Then obviously when you go and you create a new chat session, you will get to the screen that you see here. So sequence prompt. Now I'm gonna just clear this. This is how it works. Now, say you have in here, you know, I have, see if I can minimize this so you can also see the document I have here. So here I have a document of 4 prompts, right? Now, typically you would have to, you know, copy and paste each of these ones individually. With now this new feature, you can click on add sequence, right? Then you choose a name. So I might say Italian, I'll just call this steak recipe, right? Click add, and now you can see it here. Now this eyeglass lets you pop it up. The trash can lets you delete it. Click on the eyeglass, and now this is the actual sequence editor. Now if I click edit, it allows me to add different prompts to this particular sequence. I click on add, and you know, you can type in a sequence, or in this case, if you have a document already, you just copy it, paste it here, add the next step, copy it, paste it here, copy and paste this here. Now, as I'm doing this, one thing I want to mention is that our version 1 did not look this clean, as you saw. We actually literally spent 5 hours on a 5-hour call just to get this right. So we were on a call to make sure that the sidebar was integrated into the chat properly, you know, so it's a seamless experience. We redesigned how the pop-up and stuff worked. You can drag and drop things. So if you want to reorder it, we didn't have that initially. Before it was all static. And if you wanted to reorder it, you would end up having to just create a whole new one. So, you know, we paid attention to everything, and we really went through this with the fine-tooth comb to get to this particular point. Now, even the background color. So this is something that's, you know, for me, I think everything, and this goes into things being self-explanatory. If you notice, you know, all the background colors on all these things are white right now to let you know that it's editable. Click save, now they gray out. So like little touches like this allows things to be more simple. Now, when you want to run your actual sequence, click on run, and you'll notice it's just going to execute each of these prompts. Now it's going to roll back a little bit slower because this is a test server. But you can see here, this is a 4-step prompt. And it's going through. So as this is going through everything, you can see the loading icon here to let you know that, you know, everything's still coming through. So the first prompt, please give me 5 steak recipes. So you have the 5 recipes here, right? Next prompt, turn the recipes into a table, please. Now you can see here's a table. And then we're going to have, you know, prompt 3 execute, and then prompt 4 execute. As I mentioned before, like we're on a test server, so that's why this is the responses are a little slower. So here, let me scroll up. Next prompt, can you also give me a steak recipe that includes honey and soy sauce, please? You can see here, comes back, gives me a recipe with included honey and soy sauce. And then the 4th prompt is, you are a professional chef who specializes in Italian cuisine, basically asking to give me 5 more steak recipes that are Italian food. And you can see here, it is finishing up this final prompt. So once we put this on a production server, the speed of these responses will be a lot faster, but you can see now how this saves you a lot of time. And if you notice, I clicked away the sidebar because we added this little toggle here. So that way, if you just want a cleaner UI or you don't want to be using sequences, you can kind of tuck that away and, you know, have your, you know, regular chat experience. But when you're ready to pull up a particular sequence, you click on here, you have access to any of them. And then whenever you're ready to run it, click on a little eyeglass case. You can edit them at any time. So if you want to delete a certain step like this, you can do that. You can save it. Now it's only 3 steps instead of 4. You can run it again, or you can just close this out. And this actual bar is actually live in every chat session that you start. So as you build up things, you might even be in a live chat session, and you might say, you know what, you know, I'm not getting the responses I want. And you might, you know, do another chat. Maybe I say, I'd like Mexican food instead of Italian. Please give me 5 more recipes. Enter that. Now it's giving me 5 more, and then I say, you know what? I want to add this instead of Italian. I want the Mexican prompt, so I click on the copy icon, and then I open up the steak recipes, edit this, and now I can add another line, and then I can just copy the prompt from my current session. And now, instead of it being Italian based, now it's about Mexican food. So it's like during my actual chat session, and while you're chatting inside a Cheetah prompt, even as you're going along, it's a seamless process. It's a seamless process where, you know, as you're live chatting and you start getting some good responses, you can easily add those to your particular sequences. And if you already have your current documents, you will be able to add that here. Now, there's already some things we have slotted to improve this even further in terms of, you know, just overall editing and things like that. But the current way that it's laid out and the current overall, you know, implementation of this feature, I think is very, very clean, and it saves a lot of time. That is the whole purpose of building Cheetah Prompt. You know, we want to help you save time. We want you to be efficient when prompting, and, you know, that is our main goal right now. So I really, really appreciate you watching this video. If you have any questions, comments, please just leave them below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I do appreciate you taking time to watch this. Have a good one.